Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. I'm Paul Clark, and don't forget to tell them you've got a plane to catch. Yes, I know. And welcome to my studio. Now, what have I got for you lovely lot today? Well, some of you will realise that I wasn't going to do a tutorial this week because we're off teaching in Ibiza. In fact, that's where we are now at the moment when this video has been published. But I've managed to squeeze a shorter video in this week, and it's one that's been requested by an awful lot of you wanting to paint a water droplet on a flower or a leaf. Now, I didn't think there was a video in this, but in the end I think it turned out alright. And as the bluebells are coming out all down our lane, I thought it would be perfect to have a go at painting these lovely little water droplets on a bluebell. So, come and join me and we'll paint this step by step together. Okay, so for today's materials, my paper is some Hahnemühle. It's a £300, it's on a block, super thick so won't need stretching. It's a cold press finish. And my colours today are cadmium yellow, French ultramarine, sap green and some dioxidine purple. And just two brushes from my range, my number 12 and number 6 round. So looking on YouTube, I was surprised to see lots of videos on the subject, all with a slightly different way of getting the final result. So I had a few practice attempts first, trying them in my own way, and some more successful than others. And these I thought just looked too dark and unnatural. So I made a start with a quick drawing and then masked out the 3 droplets with masking fluid or drawing gum. Ooh, I left some purple paint on my brush. Oh well, it will still work fine. Now remember to use an old brush for this or coat it in some soap first. I've ruined too many brushes using this stuff. And don't apply it too thickly or it'll never dry. Off we go, wetting the background with clean water and then just dropping in various mixes made from cadmium yellow and French ultramarine. And some of the dioxidine purple also mixed with some French ultramarine. Now let all the paint mix and blend on the paper. Now I'm looking for a real loose semi-abstract background here, all fuzzy and out of focus, so you must have these colours pre-mixed and ready to go. Just experiment and have fun with this. It's just the mere suggestion of bluebells way in the background. I've also added in a touch of sap green to add a little brightness and a little bit of freshness here and there. Here just tapping in some clean water to create a mottled effect. Now for the bluebells, and this is a very watery mix of the same bluebell colour, mixing the dioxidine purple with some French ultramarine. And you can see how much easier and quicker it is to paint having the droplets masked out. Straight into the wet with some stripes of French ultramarine. And hopefully you can see those lovely cauliflowers top right and left created by dropping in blobs of clean water. Okay, so now that this has dried, you can see that the bluebell has got a bit lost by the background. So I've got to make a decision of either darkening the flower or the background to create a lot more contrast. So I'm going for bringing out the background. straight in with dark values and blending out a soft edge with clean water. And as I don't want to focus too much on the bluebell, I'm making it quite loose and soft. Okay, now for the droplets. Just check that the masking fluid is totally dry. Then what I'm doing is painting a strong dark shadow with my number 6 brush around the bottom of each droplet, then softening the edge with clean water. And of course, having the masking fluid there will help get that crisp edge on the inside. Again, make sure it's totally dry. You can give it a blast with the hairdryer if you need to, and then carefully remove the masking fluid. I'm simply using a rubber eraser. Then neatly paint in the shape with clean water, making sure it's all totally wet. And then straight in with the bluebell mix in the top half, softly blending out towards the bottom. And then adding another hit of the stronger consistency to the top. And you can lift out a few highlights with a clean, damp brush. Now I've made these droplets quite a bit bigger than they probably would be, but it's easier to show you at this size. Something else you may have noticed is that these washes have quite a granular look to them. Now I find this seems to happen on most papers when masking fluid has been applied first. Now I don't think it's an issue, as I quite like the effect. I've also added French ultramarine into the mix, which as we know is also a granulating colour.
Next, I've noticed on many images of droplets you get a little triangle of light in front of each droplet, where the light passes through the water and creates this small reflection. So I just rub with a damp brush and lift out these subtle highlights. Now for the final touch and those little highlight sparkles, which really adds that touch of magic. And I'm using some thick white gouache. There we go, all done in about 2 hours.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did and you'll give it a go. Remember, you can make them whatever colour you want on whatever colour flower you want. So please don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already, it is free, leave a comment, and I'll look forward to seeing you not next week because we're still in Ibiza, but the week after. Have a great week everyone. I've got to go, I've got to catch a plane. Bye for now.